What's up, YouTube? My name is Lucas Hartigan, and today we're going to be bringing you a couple of the latest releases from Storm and Roto Grip, the Roto Grip TNT, and Storm Revenant. I'd like to take this time to shout out Chad Robertson at Chad's Pro Shop, inside Andy B's in Bartlett, Tennessee. Keeps my equipment top notch. I would also like to thank Storm Products for their support. Now let's get into it. Alright, first we have the Roto Grip TNT. I was really excited for this piece personally, as I felt like I was missing that symmetrical solid I needed in my bag. Comes in with an RG of 247, diff of 052, 2000 grit Aberline finish, with the E-Trax Plus solid reactive cover stock. For my TNT, I went with a 5x5 by 2.5, which is my standard layout. Next up, we have the Storm Revenant, replacing the Spectre in the Storm line. I never threw the Spectre. After throwing the Revenant, I really wish I did. Comes in at 15 pounds with an RG of 254 and a diff of 050. The Reactive Gloss finish with the R3S Pro Reactive cover stock. My Revenant also has 5x5 by 2.5, and as you'll see, as I continue these, that is my standard layout. In this video, I bowl a game with each ball alternating shots, and I walked in and didn't get any practice, so we jumped right into it. That shot was in, leaving a flat 7, obviously, but as we see with the TNT, extremely rolly. I like to say it tumbles. It really tumbles. Feels like it gets end over end and creates a very smooth and predictable reaction. Next up is the first shot with the Storm Revenant, bowling on a typical house shot. I would say Andy B's plays considerably tighter than other houses, but it's not hard by any means as we get the 5-10 out. I've put a lot of games on my Revenant already, as that ball has been absolutely money for me. Next shot here with the TNT. That one was considerably left, and you see it just rolls, just really rolls, tumbles, gets end over end, and didn't quite make it back. As we get ready to shoot the spare here, this TNT really allows me to stay to the left and use my speed. That gets me in trouble from time to time, but however, with this ball, it stays on line and still goes through the pins. Next shot here with the Revenant. Shot was maybe a little in, but even though it's a pearl, the Revenant has really surprised me with how well it manages to pick up in the mid lane. Next shot here with the TNT. Ooh, I decided to throw one good. As you see, that ball is definitely not going to miss a mid lane. If anything, it's going to be too early. But like I said, you just know that going in with this ball, it really tumbles and allows you to not have to move in as quick. Moving on to the Revenant. That ball has been unreal for me. I've started with it in league. I've thrown it on bear. For a pearl, it really controls the back end of the lane. For pearls, for me in the past, I've found, 6 pins get a little grabby, 6-8. Not so much with a Revenant. If anything, it almost slows down too much as compared to what you would expect with a pearl. My Revenant has more games on it than the TNT, as it's just been a little more usable on a league condition. However, you come in some nights they're a little tighter. I can start with the TNT and go right to this Revenant, and they've actually become a solid 1-2 punch. Wow, that ball was considerably right. And you see it holds its line almost 8-10, but leave an 8-pin, pick it up, move on to the next frame. The TNT out of the box does come at 2000 grit. Seems pretty chalky. I like that. I like to throw it, get about 10 games on it, and then I think they're at their best. well, which is where mine is at right now. That one, you see, that one was left quick, picks up 6-pin. This ball is gonna pick up. That's just what it's what it looks like, what it's made to do. As this game goes on, with both balls, I do inch a little right, just to see what they look like as you try to get in a little more, maybe circle the lane. As you see, this shot with a Revenant, we go a little more right to left, and you see a ball just picks up. Strong back end, but very controllable for a Pearl. Getting deeper here with a TNT. I mean, this thing just, I say it over and over again, it just continues to pick up. That shot was further in and just motors back, almost does a drive-by on the 8-pin. Moving right with a Revenant here, and that was wide left, and it just doesn't pick up in time. Fresh oil, Pearl cover stock. This tends to happen to me being a speed dominant player. With that being said, I have thrown the Revenant all 3 games in league multiple times. It allows me to start further to the left actually, and I have no problems. And that was a nice little pickup there. Next shot here with a TNT is a really good shot actually. As we move a little right, I get into an extremely comfortable part of the lane for me, and that ball just does all the right things. Picks up early and just gets into a heavy roll. Something I've really been needing on the fresh, as that's where I struggle most. Let's see if we get back into the groove here with a Revenant. Oh yeah. Moving right again. Ball's in the middle of the lane, as that one was on a much better line, obviously. And just picks up later than the TNT, and still, both these balls actually, as different as they are very controllable in the back end part of the lane. TNT, that was expected from me, obviously, but the Revenant, not so much. This ball is not one that I was as excited about, but has just been unbelievable for me. Oh, knock it down. Does not. Pretty good shot, but that's going to happen. Quick side note here is where you shoot the 7-pin. The Reactor Gloss finish has gotten mixed reviews. Personally, I think it's much better than the 4K Fast. And the more I throw it, the more I like it, as it blends out after about 10 or 15 games or so. So give it a chance. Moving back to the TNT here. If I recall, we move a little further right here. Pretty good, a little fast, and didn't quite make it back. A light 10-pin, which personally I tend to leave a lot of. Yeah, that ball maybe a little in and just read a little early and laid off in the back end part of the lane, but that's to be expected with this ball, and it's actually, so far I've thrown about 10 games with it, and it's done exactly what I've wanted it to do. Back to the Revenant, learning from the last couple shots that were firm. That one was slower, got around it a little more, and you see ball just reads the lane at a perfect time, not too early, not too late. Moving back to the TNT here, we do move a little right, and this shot is still inside of target. And you see it lays off for only a 6-pin, which, given that particular shot, I would consider a good break. Shooting the spare here, talking comparisons. In the line now, phase 2, symmetrical solid from Storm. I would say the TNT is considerably earlier and considerably less on the back end part of the lane. On the field shot here, we do move right again, and let's see what happens. Same line, just further right with my feet, and you see it lays off and goes through the pins. Ball's definitely a symmetrical solid and definitely rolly. The best one word I would use to describe a TNT is it tumbles. Very predictable reaction. Moving back to the Revenant here, we do move right in the 10th frame, and as you see, I get to go right to left and get a handful, and this Pearl is not too much in the back end part of the lane. Speed dominant players, you're going to be okay with this ball because it does pick up, and rev dominant, you can get a handful and it doesn't do too much, as you see right there. Next shot with a Revenant's a fill ball. I move further right again, and as you'll see, I get a little too deep for there to be a little less than 2 games on this pair. As this is the last shot of the game, I ended up shooting 225 with the TNT and 237 with the Revenant. I'll take those scores with no practice, but with the TNT and the Revenant, I do see these balls staying in my bag for a long time as a benchmark solid and a benchmark pearl. To me, these are great balls to throw early in practice, let you know what the lane's going to give you. If you need more ball, less ball, maybe move a little right, move a little left. But these balls will definitely be able to tell you that and give you a very controllable and strong reaction on the lanes. Thanks for tuning in. Please do like and subscribe, as I plan on doing many more videos like this one. And please bear with me as I work through editing and learning the ins and outs of this YouTube world. Until the next video, peace.